Hello everyone, and good day to you. My name is Nightcrawler, and welcome to Night Games. I invite you to come along with me today as I play some World of Tanks. Today I will be showing you one of the battles I played recently in Steel Hunter, a Battle Royale mode that was recently released inside World of Tanks. In this game mode, your objective is to be the last tank standing out of 20 players. I am playing in the Varyag, a Russian tank that prioritizes armor over all other statistics. Will I be the last one standing? Come along and see. Alright, so here we are, loading into our Steel Hunter battle. So I'm playing in the Russian tank that I mentioned before, the Varyag. This tank is all the tanks that are available in the game. There's 5 of them. They're all kind of a caricature, I guess you could say, of each nation that they represent. So this is the Russian one. So really, armor is a very strong part of the overall strengths that this tank brings. Similarly, there's a German tank, there's an American, a British, and a light tank as well. So you'll see some of the other ones as we fight in this game. So here we are, we're traveling around. In this game mode, you'll notice that I only have 8 shells of each type in the bottom, as well as a repair kit and I forget the name of it right now, but a fixing kit of some description, a recovery kit. So the way you kind of get more ammo and more consumables is by traveling around and finding these little pickup points. So that was a yellow one that we just went into, which gives us some ammunition, so we picked up a couple more shots from that. So we're now been approached by a Raven. This is the American tank that is in the game. It's a very versatile, kind of agile, medium attack tank. So he can definitely outmaneuver me most of the time. So I was able to collect the green power-up, which gives me some consumables, so I was able to get an extra repair kit from that. And now this Raven fought me for a bit, but now he's kind of running away. So this is the first upgrade that I get. You'll see at the top of the screen there's either Dynamics, which gives you engine power, or Top Speed. So I chose the Top Speed because I want to be able to chase down tanks like this guy, or the Harlequin, or the Harbinger, which is the British and French tanks respectively. So I'm now able to keep up with him because I got an upgrade, and I don't think he does. So I'm kind of now just chasing after him. He unwisely just kind of runs away from me, which he's never going to do at this point. So again, I get another upgrade available. But anytime you're in combat, it doesn't let you upgrade, so you have to wait until you're out of combat. So it's now going to give me the option again. So I'm going to choose the radio detection cooldown, which means that I can use my radio more often. You'll see from time to time in the bottom right corner, I can use a little ping system to check everything around me. And so that's what I do from time to time to check where various upgrade spots are located, as well as enemy tanks. One other thing that I haven't mentioned, sorry, this is a pretty frantic kind of gameplay to play. With this tank, the only thing you can see in terms of your vision is the cone of green area. So you'll just notice I did the radar there. There's kind of this green circle that appeared around my arrow white tank. But I can see anything that's in the cone that is in front of my turret, where my turret is facing. So as I move my turret left and right, if any tank is in that area within range, I will spot them. Or if they come really close to me in the little circle range, the smaller circle, if they're within a very close what's called proximity range, I will also spot them. So use my radar there again. I'm again looking for enemies, and I'm looking for power-ups that I can kind of collect. And we're just kind of cruising around here. So I now have the upgrade to my gun, which allows me to do more damage per shot, as well as my top speed, and as well as the radar cooldown time. So I just popped it again, so I did my radar, and you'll see the red triangle appeared on the map, which means that there's an enemy kind of to the north of me. But there's also a green power-up and a yellow power-up, so I want to try and get those before I get into any more engagements. So again, you really have to be active with using your turret to spot people that are coming ahead of you. So I know previously the enemy had been behind me back there, so I am going to be turning my turret that way now and then. So I find here an ammunition pickup spot, so I'm going to grab this one, and I see there's a green one up ahead, and I'm just always kind of watching out. You also might have just heard a little chime that came through the audio, and that means that there's an airdrop coming, which is a very valuable pickup, and it's indicated on the map with the little blue umbrella. Or parachute, I guess I should say, on the map. So right over there where that plane just dropped it, there's now a pickup that has epic consumables available. So that is the number 5 and 6 abilities that we have at the bottom of our screen. I currently don't have any of them. So I see a Valkyrie, which is the German tank. One of those are driving by. So I take a pot shot at him and I miss. We're now down to 7 tanks left in the battle. You can see up at the top of the screen there are 7 tanks still in the battle, and I've killed 1 currently. And I'm a tier 4 tank about to progress into being a tier 5 tank. So I just need a few more consumables. The max rank, tank rank that you can get in this is rank 7. So you kind of just want to upgrade your tank as much as you can before you get into the big fights. So far we've only really had to fight 1 tank, but there will be more to come.
You're doing great. Just 5 hunters remaining.
So 5 now are remaining. And I see somebody on the radar who became spotted when I used it last. So I'm just going around and getting more ammo, getting more consumables. I now have the first of my kind of trait abilities, which is my number 5, which is a trap. So a raven appears. I was just about to do an upgrade, but because I'm in battle, it takes that option away from me. So I'm going to wait here, and I think it's going to come back. Yeah, it does. So I can either have upgraded armor or upgraded hit points, and I choose the hit points.
Don't you think?
So I'm now going to give chase to this tank. So now you'll notice that the physical shape of my tank has just changed considerably. I now have a extended hull area with a turret at the back, so I'm now really good at what's called side scraping. So if I can get myself propped up at a corner, I can kind of back up a little bit so my turret can see the enemy, and it's a good way to play with tanks that are shaped like this, though I don't do a ton of that in this. So now we see our first occasion of having 2 tanks visible at once. So there was a Raven fighting an Harlequin, which is the French tank. So the Raven killed the Harlequin, and I'm now going to go and try and see if I can kill the Raven in turn. So he managed to get the power up. Every time a tank dies, it drops a health power up, and I believe potentially other things you might get from it as well, but definitely health. So he managed to get that, so he got some health back. So I've been shooting him a bit and trying to chase him, but he's met another tank. So again, we have a 3 tank situation here. A Varyag appeared, which might have been the one we saw earlier. So I dropped my first trait ability, which is a trap. So it has put little landmines everywhere in front of me where those little triangles are located. So if he moves into any of those, he will explode and it'll take his tracks off, so he can't move. So the Raven has managed to escape while the Varyag and I are now fighting together. Generally in the game you want to avoid being in these what's called third man situations, especially where the Varyag is at, because he's now in the middle of both of us being shot from the front and the back. So it's a dangerous place to be in. He's been using a repair ability that has brought up some of his health, but he's continuing to be in a really bad situation, being sandwiched between myself and the Raven. So he turns around and he focuses on the Raven for a bit, and does manage to hurt the Raven some, who also healed a little bit. But we managed to kill the Varyag, and now we're going to go and try and take the health power up that we get from him. So the Raven spins around behind me. I'm not able to get the power up yet because he's shooting me, which interrupts the process. You need 4 seconds to be able to get a power up. So I managed to get it finally because he has an auto-loading gun, which means that he fires a burst of, I think it's 4 shells, and then he has to reload for a while. So we're having a bit of a duel here. He's taken 3 shots, now 4, and I think he's now on the reload. So I'm going to give chase and try and put some shots into him. He's almost dead. But I noticed that there is a blue drop that is about to land on my head, so this was a really lucky placement. I also have an upgrade available, either armor or hit points. I go for hit points again on my turret this time. So I managed to upgrade my tank again, and I got the power up, the blue pickup, which was great. But now an Harlequin appears, so I'm going to drop my landmines here, and he's going to drive right into it, right where I want him to be. So I take his tracks off, I put a shot into him, and I put on my healing ability to try and get some health back. The Harlequin is having trouble penetrating my armor, and so I'm giving chase to him now, and he's in a rough spot. The Harlequin is essentially a light tank, and does not have any armor to speak of, so he's almost down now. But we noticed there is the Raven that we were fighting earlier. He's escaped, but he's now below us on the low ground. you'll notice now it says zone is closed. I'm now in, if you look on the map, the red zone, which is if you stay in there too long, it'll actually kill you. So it continues to constrict the battlefield. So a Valkyrie appears here, and the Raven is shooting me in the side. So I'm in a little bit of trouble here. And now I have a 1v1 duel against this Valkyrie while trying to not die to the Raven. I also upgrade myself again and get a higher damage shot in my gun. So I'm going to put down my landmines again, and he's going to take some hits from that, as well as a shot that I put into him. He engages, I believe, a healing kind of repair zone to try and get some health back. And I notice the Raven is now visible, and so I put one shot into him and finish him off.
Say hello to your last opponent.
So it's now just me and the Valkyrie. So it's just the two of us now. It's a 1v1 duel. We're both on similar hit points. Actually, sorry, he's a fair bit ahead of me. I back up and put one shot into him. But I will say he seems to be quite timid. He put a shot towards me but missed just a few minutes ago, but now he seems hesitant to face me. So I'm trying to get shots at him by, either sniping a cupola on top of his turret or by pulling back and shooting his lower hull. And it almost looks like he's trying to push me off the bridge here, which is going to be difficult because I'm a very heavy tank like him. So I put one into him by backing up, and he tries to do the same to me but fails. So I am going to drop another set of landmines, but he doesn't actually back into it, so it doesn't help me too much. I now back up, put another shot into him. Finally, he does back up enough to hit one of the landmines. So he's now down to 841 damage, health left, and I've got 1200. So again, I back up, put a shot into him. And at this point, I'm actually kind of thinking this guy may have run out of ammo, because he shot at us a couple times earlier, but now he seems very cagey, and I go on to finish him off. So I don't know if he ran out of ammo or if he was just not quite sure where to shoot me because he was having trouble penetrating me. But yeah, either way, that was kind of how it ended. So it was a little bit of an anticlimactic ending, unfortunately, but overall it was a very a fast-paced game and fun to play. And for some reason, I've gotten 2 victories in this tank already and 1 in the Valkyrie. So they're both good tanks. I find all of them are fairly well balanced at this point, but ironically, 2 of the 3 victories I've had so far have been in this tank. So yeah, that was the game. So here we are looking at the post-game stats from that battle. I uploaded it to TanksGG, where you can upload these recordings as well. So we actually ended up doing 9,000 damage. Obviously, we didn't have a team that we were competing against for damage, so it's not a super representative number. We got 4 kills during it, and we blocked 2,000 with our armor. And yeah, just generally had a really good outcome from this battle. Spotted 1 tank and stunned a number of tanks with the landmine ability that this tank has. Yeah, so this was the game. It was a really fun one to play. Obviously, it's not indicative of normal gameplay that happens in other type of game modes, but all the same, it was pretty enjoyable. The Raven, I will say, had a really good game. He actually had more damage than me and more kills, but just kind of managed to be, I guess, just in the action more than I was. I also got that really lucky blue airdrop that landed literally right on my head. So that was completely by chance, but it worked out very well in our favor. So yeah, most of these games, I will say, don't go quite like this. A lot of them you end up getting YOLO'd at the very beginning of a game, and it's over just like that. But it's fun when you can get a victory out of this. And I will say the gameplay seems to be getting more competitive as time goes on, as players are getting more used to the game. So I did manage to get 1 game victory yesterday, but prior to that, I had gotten my wins, I think, in the first day or 2 that this event came out. And it is a time-limited event, I should mention as well, where yeah, this is only out for a certain amount of time, and then it'll be going away along with the battle pass. So yeah, that was the victory and the overall gameplay. So I really hope you enjoyed this highlight commentary, and I really appreciate you stopping by today. I'm a new streamer and content creator focusing on World of Tanks, as well as a few other games that I enjoy playing. I'm still working out the kinks of streaming and video recording, and would really appreciate any potential suggestions you may have that would improve your viewing experience. If you liked what you saw here today, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, and I hope you have a really great day.